Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to try and beat Fallout New Vegas as the Grim Reaper. So some basic rules to start off with. I can use any weapon and armor that I so desire, but if I see anyone at all, I have to kill them. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can't leave them alive for quests or reputation reasons. If I see them, they have to die. The exception is a few non-killable entities, i.e. children, Gunrunner's robot, Yes Man, and Sealus. You'll see why I couldn't kill Sealus later on. With that being said, let's begin. I try to make my character look as pale as I can to resemble a skeleton. Making his hair jet black, we move to the special machine. I spread my points out pretty evenly after draining charisma, as I won't be talking to anyone so I won't need to pass skill checks. My guns will do the talking for me. I then tag survival, repair, and guns. Survival for better HP from food and drink, as stim packs won't be plentiful this run, and repair because I won't be able to pay someone to fix my weapons if they're dead. For my traits this time I do something I never do and choose no traits. Once done, I'm unable to kill Doc Mitchell as I can't pull my weapon out until I leave his house and re-enter. So ransacking his house, I then leave, re-enter, and show him why he should have left me in that grave as I hack him apart with a machete. Next to taste the blade is the random settler outside. After that I murder his big horners before heading to Chet so we can make his final trade. After trading with him for some stim packs, I hack him apart. I then rob his store before heading into the saloon to deal with Sunny Smiles and the bar patron. After that I then deal with Cheyenne outside before doing the same to Easy Pete. Next I engage in an extreme form of cow tipping using my grenade launcher. Then I head to the gas station to deal with Ringo. Entering the building, he pulls me into a conversation, and me being an introvert, he must now die. On my way back to the saloon, I run into Victor. Now technically robots don't count as people, therefore don't have souls for me to collect, but I feel the spirit of this run is to kill everything soulless or not. So, I take care of him. Entering the saloon, I deal with Trudy and another patron shortly after. Joe Cobb thinks I'm with him, but he couldn't be more wrong. He tries to confuse me by running in circles, but I deal with him the way you deal with all piles of shit, and I deliver him in the bathroom. With Goodsprings now a ghost town, I make my way to Prim. On the way I deal with the 4 powder gangers around Gene's skydiving. Once at Prim, I deal with the MC Hammer. Once at Prim, I deal with the NCR at the outskirts, including the ones in the tents for you skeptics out there, before making my way inward. After taking out 2 powder gangers outside the casino, I make my way inside. Johnson Nash is quickly dealt with before I continue the slaughter, taking out his wife and the others in the casino. Taking this party to the Bison Steve, I make quick work of the powder gangers inside. Acquiring an incinerator off the leader, I use it to finish them off, before taking it and burning Deputy Beagle alive with it. I then head to the Mojave outpost. From now on, I'm not going to mention every person I kill, walking from one place to another. If I did, it would make the script and the video way too long. Just know if I saw someone, they died. I had a second thought about heading to Nipton first, but then seeing the statue that loomed over the horizon, it relit the murderous flame inside of me. Eventually, after dying a few times, I cleared every living soul outside, only ones of note being Ranger Ghost and the one man to live up to his name, Sergeant Kilborn. Next, I murder some Brahmin in their pen before heading into the headquarters to deal with a nameless NCR as well as Major Knight and Ranger Jackson. This grants me a service rifle, which I repair fully using the ones off the other dead bodies, so I can use it in the future. Speaking of using it in the future, I make my way inside the barracks to take out Cassidy, Lacey, and some more NCR grunts. On the way to Nipton, I clear the Viper gangs out from the pit stop before heading up the road to take care of Thomas. Right outside Nipton, I deal with Oliver Swinnick, as although he may have won the Legion's lottery, he definitely isn't winning mine. Now it's time for me and Vulpes to square up along with a small army. After delivering the crucified powder gangers to the afterlife before doing the same to a nearby prospector, I take out boxcars. With the Legion, powder gangers, prospectors, Vulpes, and boxcars all dead, I make my way towards Novak. On the way I discover Wolfhorn Ranch so I can come back later when I need to go to Cottonwood Cove. Further down the road, I arrive at Ranger Station Charlie to clear the Rangers out. Once done, I head to Novak, where I follow Boone into his room, killing him and taking his beret for the +5 to crit chance and +1 to perception. Next, I go into the Dino to kill Cliff Briscoe and Manny. Taking the key off Cliff's body, I use it to retrieve that gun from the closet. I then deal with Manny and take his beret also to repair my own later. Heading out with my newly acquired pistol, I run rampant on the town, sweeping every room for anyone I can find. Next, I head to Gibson's scrapyard so I can get Big Boomer from Old Lady Gibson's body. From there I head to Boulder City, and once there, I take out Lieutenant Monroe and head in, catching the NCR in a firefight with the cons, using it to my advantage to dispatch them before heading to the cons to do the same. Jessup gets what he deserves for playing his part in my attempted murder. With everyone in Boulder City sporting new holes in their body, I head to Camp Golf to have some more fun. The hardest part about the fight at Camp Golf is the soldiers awake outside their tents. The ones inside are asleep or alone, so they don't pose much of a threat to me. Once I've dealt with the NCR force outside, I move inward to the main building to clear out the Rangers. Reverse pickpocketing dynamite into Chief Hanlon's inventory takes him out, so I move on to the other Rangers. I also grab Ranger Sequoia from him for me to have some fun with. I then raid the kitchen for healing supplies before continuing on my way to the strip. My first victim outside Vegas is Isaac via lit dynamite in his back pocket. And now I show you why I can't take out the Gunrunners vendor. The only way to get inside the building with him to be able to shoot him is using console commands, and that's cheating. So with at least one trader viable for this run, I shift my attention to taking out the two Gunrunner guards that stay posted behind him. After that, I enter the Freeside East Gate and begin my very long rampage. The kill that sets it off is Rotface, next is Dixon the drug dealer, then a random thug, and so on and so on. Then came Mick and Ralph's, then the meat vendor, and the King's bodyguards, and Oris. And now for one of the hardest battles this run, the Old Mormon Fort. I died, and died, and died, until I eventually cleared everyone out. Julie Farkas was last as she hid in her room. Entering Freeside, I killed king and peasant alike, starting with the three kings at the gate, then the Atomic Wrangler Crier, then the Silver Rush Crier. Naturally, next was every Silver Rush employee ever, including both the owners. Being awarded with a plasma caster for my efforts, I then head to the Atomic Wrangler. Once done there, I head to the Strip North Gate, killing Old Ben and the Securitron standing guard. But not before Old Ben crashes my game, a temporary setback for me as it only makes me madder. Inside the Strip, I kill all the Securitrons and every living soul on it. This includes Gamblers, Travelers, NCR, Gamora Criers, and Victor again. I then make my way into Gamora to have some real fun. I'm just going to let you watch a compilation of the shenanigans I got up to in there.
I tell you, last night some girl was pounding on my door.
Up next is the NCR monorail building, and then it's time for my run on the tops. This is by far the easiest fight I've had in the tops in a while. This is no small part thanks to Big Boomer. This is the first time I've used Big Boomer in a video, and probably the first time I've used it at all. Usually I can't be bothered to go out of my way to the scrapyard to get it. However, seeing the power it has firsthand, I think I'll be using it more in the future. Anyways, I mop up with some plasma grenades before returning to Big Boomer to return the favor of a headshot to Benny. I then return my attention to the remaining chairmen and gamblers before heading upstairs to my room, where I encounter some remaining chairmen in the hall. For any of you watching who are unfamiliar with New Vegas, this is why I can't kill Yes Man.
Did you see it?
If you didn't see the blip pop up there, Yes Man respawns infinitely, so obviously I will need to side with him this run. But before I start doing his quest, I have some more killing to do in the courtyard, as well as in the Tops restaurant. With that, I max my survival skill out before making my way to the Aces Theater. Once again, I put Big Boomer to work, and once the killing is done, I loot some food from the bar before heading back to Yes Man to start the second act of the game. Exiting the Tops, Ilario foolishly converses with me. I then head to the Ultralux, as it's one of the last two casinos left on the strip for me to deal with. Once inside, dealing with the White Gloves is child's play, as they brought a cane to a gunfight. With the Ultralux now a graveyard, I return to Yes Man before leaving and making my way to the NCR Embassy. After that, it's Michelangelo's workshop, and then Vault 21, and with all but one building on the strip now cleared, I make my way to the King's School of Impersonation. You may be wondering why I don't just go to the Lucky 38 at this point and clear out House and his robots. Well, that's because for some odd reason the terminal was locked, and I didn't have a high enough science skill to hack a hard locked terminal yet. Next up is the Brotherhood of Steel, but after clearing the first few soldiers out of the first room in the bunker, I quickly realized that this was going to be harder than I thought. The fight at the Mormon fort was nowhere near as hard as clearing this bunker. After dying many times, I eventually left them alone for now, as technically I had not seen any of the Brotherhood of Steel lower in the bunker. Therefore, if I haven't seen them yet, I don't have to kill them yet. Technically, this is within the rules I have set for myself, as I'm not keeping them alive for any reason other than I can't physically kill them yet. So with that, I head back to the Lucky 38 to deal with House, but newsflash, the terminal was still locked. Instead, I make my way to the Crimson Caravan Company to clear it out. After that, I take out the medical clinic before heading out to deal with the boomers. On the way, I deal with George before running through the artillery storm outside Nellis. They will pay dearly for shooting at me. Once inside, I take out Pearl with a sneak attack before going outside and back into the room to pull Raquel and some other boomers into close quarters, so that they would use melee instead of explosives. Next, I make the way to the Great Khans to mark their name off my list. But before I did, I picked myself up an anti-material rifle from the Gunrunners. Using it, I took out some stray Khans roaming the camp before making my way to the main camp, taking out the ones sleeping in tents outside the main Khan longhouse. Inside, I take out Carl first, and then move my attention to the nameless Khans as well as Papa Khan himself. With the longhouse dealt with, I then move to the lower tents before doubling back to the drug lab to finish all the Khans once and for all. With that, it's time to return to Yes Man, who then sends me to take out House. And guess what magically unlocked now? That's right, the terminal that opens the wall. In House's chamber, I deliver him his last package, and it's not the platinum chip, it's a 50 BMG straight to the chest. Now I decide to cut another head off the beast, that being Camp McCarran. I use the monorail to get inside the main camp, taking out every NCR soldier I see. And this is where I can't kill Sealoose. The key to his cell was not on any of the NCR bodies. I even tried to glitch my way in, but nothing worked except console commands, and just like the Gunrunners, that's cheating, so I can't do it. So with him regrettably still alive, I move further into the building, making my way to the quartermaster. With me finishing up outside, it's now time to siege the fort and end Caesar. Clearing Cottonwood Cove of all the Legion, I board the raft to head to the fort, and for anyone asking, yes, I also cleared out the slaves. Inside, I make quick work of the legionaries there and work my way up the hill, dealing with the people in the camp. I then enter Caesar's tent and leave to pull them out into the open. With the Legion dealt with, I enter the bunker to install the chip for Yes Man. With that done, I return to watch his presentation and then return to Hidden Valley to deal with the Brotherhood of Steel. With my new weaponry, I destroy the bunker's occupants before collecting the key cards and destructing the bunker. I then make my way uphill, clearing out Black Mountain. I did this because the power station I needed to mess with for Yes Man is right behind Black Mountain. After clearing the NCR out, this happens. Returning to Yes Man, I talk with him and begin my assault on the dam. Now with this being a complete death run, that means I must kill every enemy and friendly I see at the dam. Yes, that includes all the Securitrons helping me. The enemies at the dam are nothing compared to what I've faced so far in this run. Of course, I blow up the dam's generators when given the option, as it leaves me less Securitrons to kill than if I powered the dam. Now for the fight with Lanius, I pop a stealth boy, and with the anti-material rifle, I put him down with one bullet to the head. With Lanius dealt with, I make my way to the gate, kill General Oliver, talk to Yes Man, beat the game, proving, yes, you can beat Fallout New Vegas as the Grim Reaper. As for my notes on this challenge, I don't really have any. It was a very easy challenge minus a couple factions that I dealt with in the run. With that being said, if you like this video, leave a like, and consider subscribing as it helps me out greatly. Leave a comment and tell me what you thought about the run, and I have something a little more special for you guys. Today, I have a challenge for you. I want you to guess what the next game I'm going to do a run for is. And if you get it correct, I will put your name at the end of the next video. So please comment with your guesses. But more than anything, I hope you enjoyed, and I'm glad you took the time to watch. Thanks guys, peace.